Thank you guys for being here. Just as a reminder, this is being recorded. I could be, using it all over the interwebs. This could be a paid thing in the future. Who knows? Who knows? And thank you for joining me for this free workshop. I'm so excited. This will be a series. This one is the Be Free workshop, and this first one is the pain edition. And it's not a fun topic to talk about, but it's an important one. And I hope that this will give you some guidance, some maybe new tools, a little bit of a different way to possibly think about pain. Because we all, at times in our lives, I'm just checking Facebook to see if anybody needs help here getting in, but I think we're good. There's Gage. How are you?
Awesome. I love the art. I
The
love it.
oh the
The art on the Facebook page that you made. Yeah, or
yeah,
maybe we say maybe you got someone else to make it. I don't know, but I love it. So I mean,
yay.
yeah, it's really
Thank
good.
you. Yeah, that is
It's attractive.
thanks. That's the Black Sheep Trauma book that I'm
Yeah.
working on right now. So I had somebody at Fiverr do a cover for me, and it was a while ago that I had the idea
Hmm.
for this book. And then past few days, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, I have AI available to me. So
Yeah.
and I'm building in virtual reality so I can possibly make them into a 3D toy as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited. They turned out pretty cool. So I'm glad you like them as well.
And the concept sounds interesting. I don't know much about it because you just kind of been hinting at it or teasing or whatever. But um, you know, I
Hmm.
think it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah,
This
you have
meeting.
to see. Yeah, I think I suffered from CPTSD, and I definitely have or had that the black sheep wound or trauma, and uh
Hmm.
kind of think of I think the scapegoat resonates as well. And these are kind of typical wounds that people have if they feel like they are different, not accepted, have that fear of abandonment wound. All of these things could stem into, add to, contribute to, or be from the black sheep trauma or wound. So that's the book idea, and that I'll be helping people to heal that. And these characters that I posted on Facebook for anybody on the replay, these characters are from this book, and I used AI to create them, and they're pretty cute. They're pretty cute. They're pretty cute.
They look like yes, and then also some of them are like, one doing this kind of pose,
Yep.
lotus with the prayer position. Then you have ones that are like, what I'm saying?
Superhero.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like it.
Yay.
They're
Yeah.
all
And it's
smiling and stuff.
thanks. It's bringing a different energy and different mindset, different focus to these wounds and these things that we kind of struggle
Yeah,
with, right?
yeah. That's like the goal, where you're just like feel confident about yourself and you're
Yes.
calm. Think
Yeah.
that's
Well, and I think that this
neat.
is this is the point. This is the point. If we think about things that are happening in our lives and we think about them in a different way. So if we
Yep.
have that black sheep trauma, wound, feeling like a scapegoat, fearing abandonment, or all of these other things today, we're going to be talking about pain. If we have these recurring things that go on and on and on, hey Doug, how are you?
Hi, I'm sorry I'm a little late.
Hi, no worries, no worries. Then it's important to reframe our mindset around them. Doug, we're just talking, and Marley is here as well. Hey, Marley. We're just talking about one of my recent Facebook posts when I was discussing the black sheep trauma or wound, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, the scapegoat trauma or wound, all of these things, and bringing to light. The post was sharing characters that I made through AI that will be in a book and that will walk people through how to feel more confident, even though maybe there is that wound or trauma there.
Mhm.
So today we're talking about pain, and this is the Be Free series. Just to say again, this is being recorded, and this can and will be used in the future for my business, for training, possibly for maybe even a paid program, because we're going to be going through some pretty cool stuff. I get excited about this stuff, and some of my clients, some of you are on this call right now, would kind of laugh at me because we'd be in session and we'd be talking about a goal. My client may be a little frustrated, going, "Oh, I just can't get it. I just can't get it. What's going on?" And we'll get to this key moment, this key wound, this key painful event or memory.
Mhm.
And there's so much emotion attached to this. And I get excited. And my client's like, "Jillian, I'm telling you a painful memory and you're getting excited. What is going on with you?" And I get excited because I know where that bottleneck is.
Hmm.
And when we shift the energy, when we shift our perception around what has happened, what hasn't happened, what they said, what they didn't say, the painful moment, when we shift the energy and the perception around that to mean something else, we take the emotion out of it, it all starts to change. So I invite you to that today. I'm going to be sharing my screen. We're going to be talking about some stuff. I'm sorry, guys, for the little bit of the girly flowery stuff here. Next workshop, I'll try to be a little bit more inclusive.
I recently heard someone say that flowers are, and there was this TikTok, and there's this woman. It's like, what do you get guys for like a date or something? You say, and then they say, oh, well, you give women flowers, and the first thing she says, well, actually, you can give flowers, and then she said like three other things. I was like, I agree with that. You can
Oh,
either you can give
nice.
me flowers for 100% sure, and
Okay.
everything else they ended up saying too. It's like
Oh, nice.
it's yeah.
Good. Good. If you have any questions along the way, I kind of broke this up. I broke it up into the 5 truths of pain. So we're going to be going through these. But first, I just want you to know my intention. If you've been in my world for a while, you know that I'm really a healer and a coach first. I'm not a salesperson. There may be an invitation at the end of this to join me for a program where you can learn tools to heal pain. I get super excited about this stuff. I get super excited. Pain does not have to be a constant. We can shift and we can release the pain from the body, but more about that in a couple minutes. I want you to know that my intention for this free workshop is for you to walk away having a different relationship with pain. We can change our relationship with pain. We can change our relationship with virtually anything in our environment when we choose to have our free will. We have free will. And where there's will, there's a way. Let that sink in. You have will, you get to choose. So no matter what kind of pain you may have, I'd love for you to be open to the possibility that that can be changed. The relationship with pain can change. We'll be going over key challenges with pain that may be different than what you've heard of before. I know that I talk in a way that is a little bit of woo, a little bit of science, I kind of mesh those two worlds, and hopefully that resonates with you. If I do say something that you're like, whoa, what did you just say, Jill? Please ask me. There are no silly questions. I really want I want this to be a conversation. I want you to take a breath and connect with your body, open your mind. I am not a medical professional. I'm not here to diagnose anything. I'm here to help you guide you into a state of empowerment. I'm very, very much about empowerment. I have a TV show called The Empowerment Toolkit that's on the Ethereal Network. Empowerment is so important, and pain can often take us out of our empowerment. This could be the first step in the path of you changing your life. And I hope that these tools can aid you in taking control and choosing to change your life in any direction that you choose. Now, take any information in this workshop as my opinion. I am quite opinionated, but it is my opinion. This is my point of view. I'm going to take the stuff that resonates with you. Anything that you go, I just don't know about that. Just put it on the shelf, put it in the waiting room. Just leave it for another day. And think of this as being adjacent to entertainment, right? We kind of have to say that now. I want you to ask yourself if you are ready to be free. And I want you to breathe. Take a deep breath into your body. Connect with your body. And I may ask you to muscle test. This is applied kinesiology. Muscle testing is a powerful way to listen to the feedback of your body. This is a way that is benign and beneficial. It's harmless, but it is so powerful. Let's first go through some of the steps of muscle testing. You were just taking a breath. I want you to take another deep breath into your body. And I want you to think of something, someplace, someone, sometime, a pet that makes you feel grateful. Think of that gratitude. Whatever you are grateful for, thinking of that gratitude, turning it up. Turn up the gratitude. And I want you to, there's actually a new to me, maybe not to you, way to muscle test, which is taking your thumb and pinky and making a ring. Thumb and pinky and making a ring. Yeah. So on your non-dominant hand. So if you're a southpaw, you'd be doing this on your right hand. If you write with your right hand, you would be doing it on your left, your thumb and your pinky. We do this because there are reflexology or acupressure points, and they're the meridian lines. They're the thumb's on one meridian line and the pinky's on another. So you're actually connecting two different points or lines. Now with the other hand, you can do the thumb and pinky, or you can do the index and thumb, and you're going to try to break that connection. And I want you to try to keep that strong. And then when you're thinking of yes, keeping that as strong as you can, thinking of yes, and then think of no. And strong should stay strong. No should weaken. And the connection should break. It's really important when you're doing this to come back to a place of gratitude, to connect with your body. And this is a way for you to feel the yes, no reaction from your body. Another way that we're going to be muscle testing is if you think of a radio dial out in front of you with 0 to 10, or if you know of kinetic divination, which is my healing methodology, we use a whiteboard. We think of a whiteboard out in front of us. And this whiteboard has 0% on the left and 100% on the right. We call this the KDB, the kinetic divination board. And you're just playing with this. This board allows us to muscle test and gauge a percentage. And this percentage is actual communication with your subconscious mind, your body as your subconscious mind. So we'll dive in. If you have any questions about any of that, we can come back to it. Now, I want you to think about pain, and there's a variety of pain that we could be experiencing. I work with entrepreneurs who are trying their darnest to change the world, to bring their truths, their mission, their voice, their process, their solution to the world and to their clients, to their audience. And they struggle a lot of time with things like money, with things like success, with speaking their truth, with bringing their voice to the public, with being seen, with being heard, all of these things. And if they struggle with that, that is pain. There's resistance, there's block, there's struggle, there's challenges, and that equals pain. But there could also be pain in your body. And the tools that I use to eliminate pain from the body is really super fast and efficient, effectively neutralizing and releasing things like burns, cuts, poison ivy, and even painful mental conditions like agoraphobia, anxiety, depression, and so on. We're going to go into right now the 5 truths of pain. These are the main things that we're going to be discussing today. The first one is pain isn't for your body. Your body does not need pain. The reason why your body doesn't need pain is because pain is information. So if you stub your toe, that is information. The stubbing of the toe goes up to your brain and says, oops, you did something here. You may want to look at that. That is information. But we keep focusing on the pain. We keep reliving, oh, there's pain, there's pain there, there's pain there, there's pain there. Pain isn't for your body. Pain is only information. Pain may be a habit. We wake up every day, we put our feet on the floor, and we're like, we put that hat on. Oh, remember, this is painful. It's a habit. Pain may be an agreement. We'll get more into that on that slide. That's really fun. And then pain may not be yours. That is getting into the very, very woo side of what I do. You as a bioenergetic being, however highly sensitive you may be taking on pain from other people, depending on how highly sensitive, how empathic, how clear you are. Okay, the first one that we're going to dive into is pain is not for your body. And this is Margot here. I didn't even know about this. Margot was is somebody right in the chat? I'm sorry. Marley, I apologize. Didn't even see the chat. I get excited about healing pain.
What's that?
Yep.
Oh.
I didn't see your messages, but I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it just makes me so happy to like when someone tells me like what problem they have. I love just being able to like I wonder if I can like make this a little bit like feel like a little bit easier for them, and like it just makes me like, because we're all like here together as a we're all one. Basically, if we help each other, we help ourselves, we heal each other. And I think
Right.
it's really wonderful to encourage and like you said, the empowerment thing, it's about giving people their power back. And it's really
100%.
beautiful.
100%. Yeah, and we can and change the word problem to possibility, because all
Mhm.
of these things are possibilities. If there's something that is not feeling good, if there's something that is not creating, if there's something that is painful, that's a possibility to choose or create or be or receive something else. But I love that. Thanks so much for being here. I love the hat
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. I just soaking up from outside because I was like, I knew we were going to do the workshop, but I was like, but I also like this vibe right now. It's like all the
Mhm.
leaves everywhere and like the
Mhm.
sun's still out. It's like, let's get
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Love it.
Nice to see you all anyways.
Yeah. So when Margot came to see me, she actually was a business coach. Her business had kind of dried up. It was very stagnant. I didn't know this until a few sessions into our coaching. And she said, Jillian, after the first session, my agoraphobia vanished. I didn't even know that she struggled with not being able to go outside. That's what agoraphobia means.
Yeah.
She was not bedridden, but she felt stuck in her,
Mm.
and she had a lot of trouble going outside, even to go grocery shopping, right? Like that's such a challenge and struggle. And this work has such lasting, surprising changes to us on so many different levels when we implement these tools. That has happened so many times. So many times my clients have come to me for money stuff, for business stuff, for relationship stuff. And then I hear I had anxiety, that's now gone. My depression, that's now gone. And those were things that I
Mm.
didn't even know of. But when we implement and when we take empowerment steps to become more empowered in our lives, all of these other things that were there disappear. So I want to come back to the first truth of pain. Pain isn't for your body. Now, when I said that, who went, what the heck are you talking about, Jillian? Pain? What do you mean? Of course, pain is for my body, right?
I went, you're right. Pain isn't for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's not that I have never felt it before, but I'm into like the whole pleasure, feeling good, you know.
Pleasure and comfort.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking with this video. I'm like, yes, I'm all about pleasure and comfort.
Yeah. Yeah. So you being a
Oh,
spiritual being, you're a bioenergetic being, you're here having a physical existence. Pain is not for your body. Your body doesn't wake up every day going, okay, I'm gonna remind myself to put that pain
yeah.
back in my body or to feel that pain again. So when you tune into, and now we're gonna do some muscle testing, y'all. My body doesn't need this pain. Whatever the pain is, it may not be a physical pain. It may not be a stubbed toe. It may
Mhm.
not be a headache. It may be an anxiety. It may be a worry. It may be a doubt, a fear. Whatever that pain is for you, may be mental, may be emotional, could be physical. I want you just tune in and ask yourself and muscle test, my body doesn't need this pain. And some of you have worked with me before and you know how to muscle test and get a percentage. If you haven't, if you can just think of a radio dial in front of you and you can think of 0 on the dial to 10, and you're just playing with this, you're allowing space. You may have to go back to a breath. You may have to go back to gratitude and tuning into that resonance and feeling of gratitude, and just trusting the number or percentage that comes up. So when you say my body doesn't need this pain, do you get a percentage? Does anybody want to share?
I was going to just comment and interject, not as a criticism, but just as a comment.
Yeah.
Um, What you're describing, it sounds to me from my previous work and ongoing work, is mindfulness to begin with. You started with mindfulness practice, which is always a great place to start because I think this is largely about, is taking control of ourselves and our reactions. Okay. Empowering ourselves, that's huge. But maybe it's a semantic thing. I did make a face, and maybe you saw me. I'm playing back and forth with our screen here, seeing you and the other people, and even myself. I did reflexively make a face when you said pain, But I would put it to you this way. Maybe this is the way I look at it. And again, not criticizing, just internalizing and thinking. Pain does serve a very important purpose. It's unavoidable. It's there for a reason. And when you talk about pain, there are many aspects to it, obviously. Physical pain, emotional pain, okay? All of which, and I think this is all about, is realizing that you can have an impact with managing any sort of pain, be it physical pain, emotional pain, so on and so forth. So I don't know, it's a semantic, pain is a message, you're right. And there are reflexive actions that occur as a result of pain. You put your hand on a hot object, you don't have to think about it. A reflex means that it's a spinal cord thing. It's taking your there's no conscious thinking at all. I mean, that's how we're wired. Boom, you remove that. Now, pain is going to linger to teach you the lesson, just as you talked about. But pain can be very useful. It's unavoidable. It's necessary. It's whether or not you are able to cope with it, learn from it, manage it, and that's what you're talking about. So again, I not criticizing per se. I just felt, as I made a face, and you might have saw me, I don't know, but that's what I was thinking is, yeah, pain, the effort goal isn't to necessarily maybe remove pain, because then now you're setting yourself up for failure. I think it should be, okay, how do we manage that? How do we interpret that? How do we take control of that to the best of our ability, regardless of the source of the pain, be it physical, emotional, and so on and so forth? That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think we have a very different relationship with pain, each of us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
As a child, it was important to hopefully have a parent around so that if you reached for that hot element on the stove or the candle flame or whatever it may be, and the parent says, "Ooh, don't touch that, you'll hurt yourself," right? I was a gymnast. I competed in gymnastics. I coached, I judged. And what gymnastics is, it was training and teaching people how to fall. And how that's tumbling. It's teaching people how to fall. I loved that, right?
Good point.
So when we learn how to fall, we then don't hurt ourselves. We fall.
Yeah, it's like gracefully.
Yeah,
correctly with good form. Yeah.
Quickly about that. You know how it's like, okay, I don't know what season it is for everyone, but right now it's fall, almost fall in a couple days. And you know that thing where it's like Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, but like instead it's just him sipping tea and wearing cozy scarves.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that one.
I love that. It's a different way of looking at things, right? Like
it is. And we do all have a different relationship with what pain means and how to manage pain. So the pain that I'm talking about in this workshop is pain that is unnecessary. Pain that can be eliminated from the body. Mary says, I don't think pain is necessary except for protection in the moment. Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about is the feedback. So
right, biofeedback.
Oftentimes we do have that initial pain reaction or response. And what I teach is, I love your talk on mindfulness. I actually promote mindlessness. As in coming to a state of releasing the fullness in our mind. We're so beta brain all the time We're so highly mental, right? We're trying to figure everything out. And if we stop trying to figure it out, and if we just come
Yeah.
to alpha brainwave state, if we come back to a
hmm
meditative or reflection state of mind, then we can hold space for the truth of what our body is trying to tell us.
You're talking about mindful. You're talking about multitasking, which again, the essence of mindfulness is focusing on the here and now singularly. Okay.
Yeah,
You
I'm
you can
just doing
take
a
in
play of I'm being facetious and tongue in cheek,
well,
and just
well,
I understand the work of
yeah,
mindfulness and Eckhart
yeah,
Tolle and yeah, Marley, freeing your mind. Yeah, and it's just a play
mm
on word. I'm just being a little
mm.
facetious and cheeky for sure. But when we come into muscle testing, there may be, now I'm a cancer survivor, and most of you know that. So cancer didn't have any pain, but I certainly did have symptoms because I was going to the doctor and saying, "Hey, this doesn't feel right." And the doctor said, "Oh, you're fine. Go away." And that happened for over a year, maybe close to 2 years of me saying, "Hey, there's something going on here." And the doctor saying, "No, you're totally fine." I was not a hypochondriac. Obviously, I actually did have cancer. And cancer does not have a feeling. There was no pain with cancer. But when my body was giving me symptoms, I did take action. So please take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. And again, if there is pain, like if you cut yourself and you need stitches, please go to the hospital. What we are talking about here is pain that we're holding on to that may
Mm.
or may not be necessary.
Or other people's stuff, right? That's what I'm thinking with you, Julie. It's like habitual, other people's stuff, or both. That's
well,
like
Yeah.
the weird pain. It's
it's
like,
putting it into perspective and using it to empower ourselves rather than getting bogged down and letting us focus on
yeah,
getting in a loop of never helping ourselves. That's what we're saying. Mindfulness
Okay.
allows you to do that. It's not forgetting and avoiding. That's not what she's saying. That's not what I'm advocating. It's
Right.
concentrating, meditation, everything that's been said in the chat here is what I also call mindfulness. And again, pain is so subjective, and we could
Yes.
talk all day about that. Okay, is it discomfort? Is it pain? Regardless, we can have a large degree of impact on how we manage that pain and what it is telling us to minimize any detrimental results or consequences of that pain, and i.e., not, and to use your language, getting rid of it. Okay, but I get when you set ourselves up for a false sense of a potential failure. When Jillian said I can get rid of pain. Well, no, I think the goal really is to manage it, learn from it, and not allow that to make us more dysfunctional. That's what the goal should be, I think, is not getting rid of pain. It's recognizing that it is a message. It's telling it serves a purpose, right down to the fight or flight, reflex that we talked about. To, as a gymnast, I have with athletics and sports medicine. Okay, pain, it is telling your body something. The adage of no pain, no gain is not necessarily true. And this is what we're talking about. It's listening to our body, being mindful of it, not choosing to, it's dissecting it mindfully, realizing what it is, what it means, what we can do going forward with that to lessen any potential dysfunction that pain and others, because they feed on each other, will be getting in our own way to optimizing our potential as humans, period.
Well,
Whether it's
let's come
athletics
back.
or
Let's come back to the workshop of the tools that I teach are very specific and very particular, and they may not be for everyone. What I am saying is to, yes, get rid of pain. When I burn my finger and I have the pain of the burn, it takes me within 20 minutes to get rid of that pain. There's no burn left. There's no blister left. It's gone. there is a healing process that I use and that I teach. When I burn my finger accidentally, my body doesn't need me to suffer through the pain of that burn. And I think burning, that sensation of a burn, is one of the most horrible pains that we can go through in our body, because it lingers. It lingers
Oh, yeah.
for so long.
And actually, when the burn is significant enough, if we're talking about burns, there is no pain because you eliminate the nerve endings.
Right.
So again, maybe this is semantics, maybe it isn't, but to think that, oh, I'm not being successful because I still feel pain. Jillian says I should get rid of it, I think is, not a productive way to look at it. I feel the goal, as I stated, I feel, and I don't want to get in an argument here, Jillian. That's not, I didn't do that. I came here to gain some insight and listen. But if I'm allowed to make comments, that's what I would say is that, don't set ourselves up for the false, for the failure that we may interpret it as is, I can't get rid of this pain. Well, no, it's managing.
Well, okay. If this is a workshop for information.
Okay.
I'm not teaching anyone at this workshop how to remove pain. That's it. I'll be inviting people if you want to learn how to remove excess pain. And thank you, Mary, releasing unnecessary pain. Yeah, you're holding on to. And I work a lot with people who are CPTSD survivors. And that's a lot of pain that we wake up with every single day, and we don't need to. The feeling of abandonment, the feeling of unworthiness, the feeling of devaluing ourselves, the feeling
I agree, but when you talk about burns and blisters going away from your workshop, that's not going to happen. It's not. So with what you're talking about, yeah, perfect. It has for me too. Again, is it detrimental to being dysfunctional? Can I manage it? Can I eliminate it if the form of pain is mental pain? But to say that you're going to be able to cure a burn and take a blister away and the pain away, you're not.
I do that physically, yes. Very, very often. Every time I have burned myself, I can take burn away and blister. The blister. Yeah.
Okay. It's a normal healing process. I don't know how you're able to do that. But anyway, I'll leave you
faster, I guess.
Well, maybe. Okay. But again, the potential to feel like a failure if your blister doesn't immediately go away is not going to be productive to somebody, at least for me, if I looked at it that way. I wouldn't. No, I'm sorry. I should just shut up. I'm sorry.
Well, I've taught this technique to many of my clients who do the same thing.
Okay. All right.
So one of the ways that we can,
I use the word failure. Yes.
Yeah. One of the same technique I've used to heal poison ivy. And poison ivy, I have, it goes into my lymph system and it feels like it flows through my blood, through my body. It's a very allergic reaction to poison ivy.
Right. Which is not.
Yeah. Had the same thing, the same allergic reaction. So we use this technique to get rid of the poison ivy in our body. It's same or similar to the burn healing. And she would have to go on a steroid normally, and it would normally take 1 to 2 months of this poison ivy to get through her body. Now, I can heal poison ivy within a day, maybe 2. And it took her normally 1 to 2 months to get rid of poison ivy with meds. And when I showed her this technique, it took her weeks. She did not say to me, "Oh, Jillian, I'm a failure because it took you 1 to 2 days to heal the poison ivy and it took me weeks." But she saw that as a success. And this work isn't for, I'm not asking anybody to believe that this healing can be available for us. I'm asking you to just listen to your body and to ask these questions and to check in to see if there's maybe a different way. So if we have a very cemented view of pain and what's available for our body, even muscle testing can seem like it's way out there for some people. Some people aren't available to muscle test and gain the insight as to what is yes and what is no for our body. But when we allow ourselves the freedom and the open mind to tune in and muscle test our body, it's a really amazing opportunity to get truth. And that's what I'm offering with all of my work. I'm not asking you to trust or believe that I can heal these things or that I teach other people how to heal these things. That's not my job here in this workshop. My job here in this workshop is to offer you a chance to tune into your body and to see if there's a different way that we can perceive what pain is for us.
Good. I agree with that. That's
Cool.
okay. If we leave it right there, I'd be good. But yeah.
So it's a matter of choice, perspective, and will. Yeah, beautiful, Marley. Very good. So I wanted to tune in.
Yeah.
He had said 90%. My body doesn't need this pain. So Mary had said 90% that you're in agreement with that. You tested your body. My body doesn't need this pain. And again, the pain could be fear of failure. It could be worry, doubt, any of those mental, emotional connection points with a
Beliefs.
memory.
Sure. Anything that doesn't require
Okay.
physiological healing, you could have a huge impact on. Correct. Yes. But don't think that you're going to be able to necessarily bend a spoon or heal.
Oh, I bent spoons too. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure I can bend spoons.
All right. I'm going to have to.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So when we're tuning into pain isn't for your body, the next one that I want you to tune into is when I release this pain, my body can easily heal itself. My body can easily heal itself. So when I release this pain, and whatever that is, it could be fear, it could be doubt, it could be worry. And it could be, 85. Nice. 85%. Yeah.
I'm 100%.
Oh, good. Marley.
I have studied pain so much and how it interacts because of the work of Dianetics. I don't know if you ever looked into it. It's RH works, but basically it's like if you just read that and work with people, you understand it's just not necessary. It's really actually can be pretty insidious. But talking about habitual pain and the pain taken on from others, they call them valences in Dianetics, which is literally like you become another person who's experiencing mental or physical pain, and you like get caught up in that. So it's like just different ways to be yourself, your true self, and then to think the way you want to think and feel good and emotional health. Just different ways of getting there. But, yeah.
And it is, that's very true. Different ways we're all on different paths, and we're all on different parts of our path, and it's all okay. I love that, Marley. 50%, and you choose
Also,
300.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
That's a good one.
It's like we get to play and have fun, and not everything has to be so serious. It's almost like a metaphor.
Yeah.
Like that's why I love avant-garde art, because it makes you think in a really surreal way. And it's like, it's like everything's a matter of perspective in our mind. And if we're choosing these things that make us feel happy and then reduce pain, we're humans. So, as an animal, we experience all these different kind of sensations, but like, sort of like the thing I do with meditation is we observe the sensations. We don't hold on to them, but we observe them. And then, we know every moment changes. So we have that trust that's going to change the next moment.
Yes.
So
and something as silly as, do you know that our physical body we do not have the sensor to feel wet? Do you know that? So our body, if we put our hand in water, it's our mind saying, oh, your hand is wet.
Yeah, it's
Like,
that's the thing about pain. It's like 100% mental.
yeah,
It's in the
this
nervous
is our
system. It's brain.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
And our
it's in
mind,
the
you can
brain.
change, we can change our mind. We have
Yeah.
the power to change our mind. So
Yep.
cool.
I
Let's go
understand
into
too.
the next one. Isn't that wild, Mary?
Yeah.
No, that just blew my mind when I heard that. So when I allow space for my body to give me more information, I begin to heal.
Yep.
Check in with that one and see how that feels. See how that feels. Now, this comes back to if we have fear, I love the analogy that fear is like a pack of dogs chasing you. And if you stop and turn around and look at the dogs and go, what? The dogs go, oh, well, this isn't fun anymore. I can't chase you. You're just standing there staring at me. So I'm going to go away and chase somebody else now. When we look at something, that thing changes. When we hold space for emotions, that thing, the emotion, the memory, the perception may have a chance to change. You may be able to begin to heal just by looking at that information. Stop and ask them, who's a good boy? And offer a treat. I love that.
That's a big shift.
Yeah. So let's go on to the pain as information. And these guys that came to me, right? Candace had decades of pain. She dealt with criticism and judgments. She felt the resistance. And with this work, she felt that low energetic frequency. And I think we've all been there, right? Where that heaviness. And, you know, after one session, she was able to sleep better. She felt that resistance just kind of lift off of her body. And of course, she's talking about the KDB, the Kinetic Divination Board, raising her frequency, her resonance up to 100. And I always hear, I feel lighter. That kind of frustrated me at the beginning of my work because I'm like, nobody's going to hire me to feel lighter. Is that going to be in my copy on my website? Feel lighter now. But really, this is the work that is important. If we feel a heaviness on our body, on our mind, if we feel that weight, that is painful. We're struggling with that weight all through our day.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, Anastasia came to me in a state close to panic. She was in such high anxiety. Heaviness is suppression. Yes.
And then I don't know, lightness would be ascension? I don't know.
Empowerment.
No, it feels like free. It feels like, you know, like flying in the clouds.
Yes.
Heavenly is a good one.
Oh, I love
Heavenly.
that. Yeah, I love it.
High and happy.
So, yeah. So pain is information. I want you to choose to connect with and check in with these statements, or some of them are questions. My body is talking to me through this pain. What percentage do you get? My body is talking to me. There's information here. There's something below the surface. There's something else that I can look at. Sometimes we get a pain or we feel worried or fearful, and we just take that fear or pain, and sometimes we just kind of stick it under the rug, right? We ignore it and we go, okay, the pain is there, the fear is there, the worry is there.
I guess this has to be slightly worded if it's like more emotional
because
or mental, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you could just replace my mind, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking so.
Yeah, my mind is talking to me.
Well, maybe we could say my inner being. That actually sounds better in my case. And then you could say the second one, you know, inner being. Let's see, third, inner being. Yeah, that all fits.
Yes.
For emotional one.
Higher self.
Yeah.
Or my emotional body.
Yep.
We are, you know, a mental body, emotional body. Yeah, energetic.
Yeah, I could say that.
For sure. Yeah, when I listen to this information, my body provides astounding feedback. How much feedback is within your body or your mental body or your emotional body, your energetic body that is available to be heard. That is available to be heard.
It seems like the more I listen to it, the more I get, but it's like it's always good information, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just gotta listen to it, you know what I'm saying, instead of
Yeah.
doing something else.
Yes. And
Yeah, so
we'll get at the
really good
end, that
stuff.
maybe should have been the first one, but the last one is a doozy and totally woo, which I love. But we'll get there with it may not even be our stuff, right? So Mary, as we have been talking, the pain from my scraped knee has dissipated. Oh, it only feels tight right now with no pain. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know you had a scraped knee. I think that was knee that you wrote there. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that the pain has dissipated. Very good. So I ultimately know that my body is a masterful healer. Your
Yeah.
body is a masterful healer. There's this kind of new thing right now with people, healers, teachers, coaches saying, I'm not the healer, you are.
Mhm.
And I totally agree with it. I'm giving you guys tools to learn how to heal your emotional state, to be in control of your emotional and mental state, and to heal your body for sure. It is 100% available. You are the one that's doing this work. It is you. I will never say I'm not a healer because absolutely I am, but you are as well. Thanks, Doug. Thanks for being here. So the next one is pain may be a habit. Pain may be a habit. So I put in this testimonial and review message from Amy Sue because she had the habit of taking a Xanax whenever she had anxiety, whenever she was feeling that heaviness and that mental pain. And she's like, do I phone Jillian and say, hey, can we have an impromptu session? Or do I take a Xanax? And she said, thank goodness I phoned you. I'm not a fan of meds. When we can do it without meds, like let's do that. Natural healing, right?
Absolutely.
So
It's
yeah.
Transformative, you know, because like a drug is kind of almost like, the way I understand it is like suppression, or like what it does to your brain, it kind of, or nervous system, it kind of like makes it less conscious, aware of that, but then it doesn't really, like, you don't transmute the energy or learn from it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it couldn't be helpful, but I just don't see it as better, and it's more of a last resort. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. Marley, we'll get to that in a second. I want you just to check in and test. Pain is a habit. And this honestly could be an emotional, worry or doubt. Do you wake up and put on that worry? Do you get up and put on that doubt, that fear, that resistance? Check in with that. Check in with your body. And then when I change this habit, my relationship with pain changes. Your relationship with pain. And this is what we're talking about, choosing to change your relationship with pain, seeing it a different way. Yeah, Marley, 100%. Mary, 50. Yeah. And of course, there has to be availability. So tuning into, I'm available to choose a different habit. There's so many habits that we can have. How about we choose one that supports us in living our best life? I'm available to choose a different habit. And these are just Mary, 100%. Amazing. Okay. These last two may be my favorite. So pain may be an agreement. And this client of mine, she had all the medical testing, and she just wasn't very happy with the pain that she was having in her body. right? It all came down to all of these symptoms, all of these things that her body was telling her. And when she learned how to muscle test and tune into her body and do some of this work, she realized that the majority of what was going on was that she wasn't getting enough rest. Her body was trying to tell her, I need sleep, I need rest. And she felt limitless after just knowing how to muscle test, essentially. Because she could tune into her body and go, oh, okay, when do you need rest? She just kept going and pushing and forcing. And that was causing her all of
that could
these
be a habit.
physical ailments, right? But these could be an agreement.
Yep.
Sorry, what were you saying about the rest thing?
So
I'm
she wasn't allowing her body to get enough rest. She kept hustling and forcing and pushing, which could
I was doing the opposite of that. I
oh,
almost wondered if I was getting too much rest.
well, you can check in with your body.
Yeah, I guess either
I
way,
just
yeah.
wonder, like, you know,
Yeah.
why? Why? Like, what's all, what do I need to my Sleeping Beauty? What? Like what?
Yeah, you can
I
tune into
get
your
it.
body.
I look 15 younger than I actually am, but still, I mean, I'm sure there's a different way to achieve that than just resting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That sounds like great point,
Do
actually.
you have any suggestions for that at all, love?
For getting too, like thinking if you are getting too little or too much rest.
Yeah, in my case, or
Tune into ask your body. And this is the same with, am I hungry right now? If we're eating a lot,
Yep.
right? Tune into your body. Am I really hungry right now? Or do I really need to rest right now? Or am I trying to get away from something? Am I resisting something?
Yeah, questions.
Yeah.
And examining how your sensations and your mental state. That's what I do a lot of times too. I'm like, well, actually, when I examine my body versus my mind, I'm gonna side with my body. That's what I do.
So in order
If
to
it's something like that, usually
not feel like we need the so-called rest or whatever, what should I do? Sorry.
Check in with your body. Do I really need this rest right now? Body, would it benefit you if I rested?
cellular
And then
intelligence.
But there's an excess, there's an excessive amount going on. So
yeah. So check in and say, okay, body, how much would you like to rest?
Okay.
Yeah, individually, yeah.
And check in with, hey, body, what part of you needs to rest? Right. So this woman, this client of mine, thought that she had an adrenal disorder. She went to medical, she had medical testing done and everything was fine. So when she was tuning into her body, we can tune in to go, hey, adrenals, hey, lymph system, hey, kidneys. Check in with all parts of your body. Are you in need of rest? Check in with your body. Isn't that the yes, no finger tool about whether you should be resting? For sure. You can do the yes, no. You can do the whiteboard, right? You can do the KDB and get a percentage. Hey, body, what percentage of me actually needs to rest right now? Or you can check in with if it's beneficial for my body to rest right now, how much rest would be beneficial for you? Do I need a 20-minute cat nap? Or do I need to sleep for 12 hours? What does my body require? But just tune in and check in with your body. So I really want to get to pain is an agreement, or maybe it may be an agreement. And you can tune in and just ask that. Pain is an agreement. We're going to get deeper into that. I'm going to just double check these percentages. I'm available to choose a different agreement. 70%.
We mean agreement with yourself, as in more of a belief, or something else? No. Because agreement's been used in different ways.
Yeah. There's more than one agreement. Checking in with that.
An idea agreed from people?
Yes, these
Collective
agreements are
consciousness.
tied to my value. And I wanted to get to this before I dove deeper into this rabbit hole. These agreements
Which is the
are tied to
follow-up, the
my
next one. Yeah.
value. So if we agree with other people about how valuable we are,
Mm,
our value comes from these agreements with other people. If I am this way, if I align with someone else's point of view about who I am or what I should be doing or how much pain I should have in my life, how much struggle I should have in my life, right? I have to force, I have to push, I have to hustle, which goes against, and I subscribe to this. I agreed with when I started my business online.
mhm.
I agreed with people that I loved and cared about and their version of what I should be doing in my business to be successful. And I hustled,
Yeah.
forced, and I pushed, and it did not resonate with how I wanted to run my business. So it created so much pain in me.
Yeah.
It created a lot of self-doubt because it wasn't creating success with me. But I had aligned and agreed with someone else's point of view
Yeah.
about how much valuable, how much more valuable I would be if I was successful doing things their way.
Mm.
If
I
I
see. That
create a
makes more
success
sense.
in my business with ease, that's not valuable to them.
Gosh.
So if you
I'm
tune
glad you found your way.
into, yeah, me too. The agreements that you may be aligning and agreeing with from other people that are causing you pain. There may even
think about
be, when I was a child, I was sick often and I, had scoliosis and all of these weird random things. I had like a fainting disorder. I was hospitalized. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. And I had an agreement that I would be loved and cared for more if I was sick.
I've heard that before. That's even
Yes.
come from dianetics too. I don't do it anymore, but I've researched so much into it, and
Yeah.
it is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's an agreement that some people have, and it's like for me, I just love everybody, that's
Yeah.
to me, it's not like, if there's one thing to change, like, someone doesn't have to be in that state in order to see love, it's to me, it's like a, all time state of being,
Right.
and people can love people no matter what, if you change your vibration, but either way, I mean, source always, the
Yes.
universe, the capital U, always loves us. That's something nice to think about too.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And Mary says it's nice to hear your views, Gage.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you,
absolutely.
Mary.
Yeah, tune into this. How much of your energy is running to agreements from other people?
Yeah. Well, Jillian, I think this one, because I mentioned in Facebook, but you may have not seen it, but my worth is seen by those around me. I mean, I don't know if I word it exact way, but sometimes I just feel like, because there are people who do see, who definitely do see my value, but I just don't feel like in the collective side, like I feel like what I do is, really good, and
Yes.
there's some people who do acknowledge that, but I feel like it's like, okay, but it's really quite a lot more valuable than what I have done in the past, and
What is
what I
the
could
mantra
be
that
doing.
others see my
Well,
worth?
I see people, well, what I'm saying is in my daily, I'm calling them intentions for the
Yep.
day when I start
Yep.
my days. I started with like health and wellness, physically and emotionally, and then I do I'm saying, so I'm scrolling up here, I'm actually looking at it right now, that uh so the first thing I say is I'll see the value in me, and then people will see the value in me that I see in me, because I have to see myself first as valuable before anyone else does, basically, really.
People see the value in me that I
And
see. Is that correct?
that I see in me, and the people see the value in me that I see in me, and I've noticed that actually it's gotten better. And I think this workshop has to be the next step, but
So I did a training in the energetic alignment community, which is a Facebook group. Anybody on the replay, if you're not in there, jump in there. It's a free group. And I did a training, and Marley, you were on this training. So what we do is
Well, the gypsy one,
no, I can't remember.
I
Was it
loved
Mind
that one. I
Aligned?
have a screenshot from that. I wish I saved more, but that was so nice. I would think
Oh.
about that all the time.
Oh,
Also, apparently
good.
Thursday is a good day for prosperity. That's the day of the week for
Oh, hey, nice.
I agree.
But I know, Paige, you saw my comment, but like, if anyone doesn't see your value, it's like they're looking at a pile of gold and diamonds.
That's
and
how I
like,
feel, and then sometimes
I
I
was
get
like, what
frustrated.
is
I've gotten frustrated because of that too. And then sometimes the appropriate thing is to just to relax a little bit, maybe not work as much. Sometimes that is the answer,
Well,
and
the
sometimes
thing is,
it's
the
to
work you
think
do is so
differently.
much more valuable than any, like you
Well,
can even put.
and you're the master at segment intending, Gage. So if you are segment intending, and we can't, other people have their own journey, and we're not here to manipulate or force other people, but we are here to live our greatest and highest timeline. So on our greatest and highest timeline, we have people that support and love and assist us in staying on our highest timeline. But in that training in the EAC, what we did was you create a statement or a mantra, or I call them anchors because we're anchoring them into our subconscious mind. We write them down and then we look at them. So if you're repeating something, and this comes from Access Consciousness has a mantra that said, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And they said, if you repeat that 3 times a day for 30 days, your whole life will change for the better. Well, I repeated
I imagine
up, down, and sideways, and nothing happened. So I'm like,
that could happen too. Yeah.
So I wrote it down and I looked at it and I'm like, I didn't resonate. There were 4 or
I made that up, by the way.
Yeah, good. There were 4 or 5 parts of
that's a big difference
that had resistance to it. So you look at,
I see.
Right? So you look at something that you want to create in your life. I see the value in me. Oh, not I will. I see the value in me. So when you say I see the value in me, percentage are you aligning and agreeing with that? Are you in agreement with that statement? Do you see the value in you? What percentage do you get?
Maybe not completely, because there's a lot of aspects to my being, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's why I wouldn't say it's 100%, but I mean, the parts that are valuable, I do see, of course. I mean,
right. But based on whose value, Gage, there's energy there. Based on whose perception of value. I want you to, this is homework for you. We're going off into a rabbit hole.
Oh, it is.
I want you to outline what value means to you, because your values based on someone else's perception, point of view, story of value, right? Does that make sense? Everybody can do this. This can be homework for everybody. I think this is really important. I see the value in me. I think if you had a clear vision of what that value was, that percentage would raise. That we're so brainwashed, we're so programmed to see value in ourselves based on someone else's perception of what that value is. So we can only be valuable then based on someone else's perception of value.
So there's almost like a hidden first belief before I even get to the statement. I see the value in me. I see what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
That resists. That prevents something like this from actually creating in our life.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So if you get really super clear on what value means to you and disconnect any mental thought forms, mental patterns, stories, perceptions, beliefs, judgments, expectations, conclusions connected to other people and what you've learned value is from other people, and you create that description, for yourself. And then try that on. That will create change for you. Sit with that. I'll come back to questions in a few minutes. The last one, y'all, is pain may not be yours. And this is power. Pain may not be yours. So this client of mine, she had severe trauma, childhood trauma and fear. And within minutes of our session, she felt the shift. She felt the physical pain release from her body. I know this sounds crazy to some people, and that's fine if this isn't for you. That's totally fine. But I'd love for you to just hold space of, is this a possibility? Because we can do it. That physical pain can be released from your body. You don't have to get up every day and put on the pain hat or the pain pants, right? You can release it from your body. You know, it makes me sad when I tell stories of I can heal physical burns within minutes of burning my finger or my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Within 20 minutes, the pain is gone. The blister is virtually gone. There may be a little bit of a redness there, but there's no pain. There's no blister. Like, there's so much. Shamans can do this, and that's what healers are. Healers are just a little bit different version than to a shaman.
Mm-hmm.
This is available to not just shamans and not just trained healers, but I want this information to be available to everyone. It's time that we, see pain as something different than what we've been perceiving it as. It's information, it's feedback, and it's available to be changed. It's not magic. It's not anything. It's so natural. It is so natural. And I think burns are a really great example because you burn your finger and then your body goes, ooh, error, error, error. And we're going, okay, I got you. It's okay. It's okay. I got you. Maybe in caveman days, that pain needed to stay there to remind us of, hey, we have to take care of this. But now we can take care of it within minutes. We don't need to sit in that pain for long. So the pain may not be yours. I'm talking about you being a bioenergetic being and you entangling. There's quantum entanglement. Thank you, quantum physics. You entangling with so many other people, and you don't have to be with those people. I have clients in Australia and New Zealand, and I connect with them energetically and I heal the pain from their body within minutes over that long of a distance. I'm in Canada. Sometimes I have woken up and I've had a call with a client later on in that day, and I feel good and I'm getting ready to do my day and I feel great. And then all of a sudden it's like this wall, this 2x4 goes against across the head. And I feel depressed and I feel sad and I start to feel pain in my body. And I'm like, oh, I'm just so lethargic and I don't know what's going on. And then I think, okay, what do I have to do today? Can I push something back? I don't feel very good. And I realized, oh, I have this client. And I went, this is her stuff. We are entangled with so many people, places, and things. So I want you to tune in if it's fear, if it's pain, if it's physical pain, if it's an emotion, if it's emotional reaction or response. I want you to tune in and go, oh, this pain isn't mine. And check in with that and see if there's a
connection
there.
Connection points. Is that a new to me, I should say. I don't know if it's new for you, but
yeah. So the next one is I'm available to release the story or that pain or that point of view. Check in with that percentage. And then, the next one is when I eject all connection points, stories, points of view, or conclusions, my pain will dissolve. So a connection point is when you have an event, a trigger, a trauma,
Mhm.
even a conversation with somebody that may not have been, it may have been actually a fabulous conversation. And there's a lot of energetic momentum and entanglement with that person, or you have an
Mm.
with somebody and there's an eruption of energy. When that happens, we connect to that person, place, and
Mhm.
time. We create a connection point.
Mhm.
When we choose to eject and clear all of that stuff, our pain may dissolve. The pain may
Yeah,
be reminding us of that connection point.
yeah, that's what I understand too. Yeah, it kind of like throw someone back into the past, so to speak, mentally.
Yeah.
They're like
And
somewhere else almost. Yeah.
yeah,
Like, whoa. They might not know it though, because they could just be feeling the emotion or the analytical attenuation of their mind.
yeah,
It's like an attenuated, it's darkened, or it's
right,
cloudy.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So I get now more what you're saying.
Good. Yeah, and we feed energy and emotion back to through these connection points, these entanglements. So when we tune in and just say, hey, this pain isn't mine, this pain may be related to a past event. How much energy would free up if you disconnect from that? How much energy could you free up? So I want to take a minute. I
Yeah.
want you to think about any questions that you may have. We've kind of been doing Q&A through this, and hopefully that's been helpful to you. I want to open the doors for you to learn some of these tools to heal physical pain. Yes, you can heal burns within minutes. You can stop bleeding, poison ivy.
Yeah.
Y'all, I've worked with people who've had cancer. I have a podcast episode where the podcast host, who's now my boss at the Ethereal Network, he loved the work so much, he hired me as a host on on Ethereal TV. He had cancer that had just metastasized. After working with me, 2 days after working with me, he went in to have 13 biopsies done after the cancer had just metastasized and the cancer was all gone. Like,
Awesome.
we can do this. We can connect with the body. We can do miraculous, seemingly miraculous things, which I think should be seen as natural. This is natural.
It is.
This is what our body was made to do.
Yep.
I
That's its on its
truly
own.
believe it. And I want to invite you in to learn these tools. And these tools can be used to heal the physical body of burns and cuts and all the things, internal and external. But it can also, it's so quick to heal emotional and mental and energetic pain or dis-ease as well. When we're not in ease, that's fighting against the natural progression or process of our body. Pain is the resistance of our natural self. We're resisting who we naturally are.
That sounds exactly like Avery. Because I just want to say, I'm loving this. I'm loving this, Jilly. It's like 100% on point.
Yeah.
100. Red 100 and marker. 2 underlines.
Yeah. Yeah, I do truly believe that is our natural way of being.
Yeah.
Pain is the
Healthy.
resistance of our natural power and potency.
Yep.
So if this interests you at all, let's have a conversation about you learning these tools. That is my mission in life. There's too much pain, there's too much resistance, and there's not enough of us standing in our potency and power, empowerment. Any questions? Hi,
I
Mary.
don't have a question. Hi. I don't have a question, but I wanted to let you know that myself and my art are going to be in an art show on October 5th.
Awesome.
Mary,
Yeah.
that's so amazing.
I know.
Love your
I
success
know.
stories.
And so
Wow.
all of your teachings, all of your releasing pain, all of the tools, they've led to this, Jillian. So I thank you so, 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 so much.
Thank you, Mary. Oh my gosh. You manifested that. You did. You
Yes, but you helped me learn how to manifest.
Mm.
Well, I'm so glad that,
Oh, I thank you.
I'm so glad for you. I'm so happy. Keep us posted.
I'm
Please share like lots of pictures and bring us on
okay.
the journey with you as you get ready for your is it like your own art show or is it a
No, I think it's 12 artists
wow.
are going to be there, and I'm going to be one of them. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm excited too for you.
Yeah, yeah. So again, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here. It's so, so amazing to see you.
It's nice to see you too.
Yeah. Keep us posted.
I will. I will. Thank you. Thank you for this. This was lovely. Thanks.
Oh, I'm glad. Thanks for being here. There's so many stories of people who have revolutionized the way that we think of healing and
Yep.
pain. And it's available for all of us to choose. All of us. Hopefully, Marley, please keep us posted. Yeah, just figured it would be nice to get rid of the thing once and for all. Yeah, it's been upsetting you for 4 years. Yeah,
Mm.
and you want our body is giving us these signs and symptoms and pain for a reason. So something came before the pain or the symptom or the dis-ease. Dis-ease in the body had to start somewhere else first. The mental body, the emotional body, or the energetic body. So tune into those bodies and go, hey, what's going on here? I know you do this work. I know that you're a healer. Sometimes we don't heal ourselves. This is called the curse of Chiron. Chiron is a old Greek myth of a centaur who was mortally wounded, prayed to the gods to heal him. The gods came down and said, we'll heal you about 90%. You have to keep that wound open 10% and feel that pain so that you will continue to teach other people the importance of healing. So we hold on to that pain.
Wow, I've never heard that story, but
And we don't heal ourselves fully so that we remind ourselves and we're cognizant of the importance to teach other people how to heal. It's the curse of Chiron, that healers don't heal themselves fully. So
I'm gonna look that story up.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, tune into your body and all parts of you and ask, what is going on? What are we doing here? How is this beneficial? Is it? Is it beneficial? Is this serving me in some way? Ask the questions and hold space. Hold space for the answers. Don't go looking for the answers. Don't be in expectation of the reasons why you think it's happening. Be open to your body telling you. The answers
Hmm.
surprise
It's a
you.
lot of intelligence there. The infinite intelligence, actually. It's in the
Yeah.
cells of the body. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And be in love for your body. Whenever we're struggling or there's a challenge, whenever there's something going on, just come back to I love the Ho'oponopono prayer. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Repeat that to your body. Hold space for love and healing and joy and ease and all of the good things. And if you guys don't have any other questions, we will close for today. I'm so grateful that you guys came and showed up and
Yeah.
Thank
played in
you.
the space. Thank
Very
you.
valuable too. And the whole thing, and just what we were saying about earlier, Jillian, I've gotten so much clarity. I'm good now, but literally what you were saying about the whole value thing, I've just been writing on it, just thinking about contemplating on it and just listening. And I think I found out it was someone else's story, and I think I know I even identified more to a specific person, and some of the things that like my seeing myself as value, or then I would see other people how judge their value based off that story, and then
Great.
but it's like, okay, I don't have to have these things or do these things to feel valuable. It's like I can just, you know,
Be.
feel it right now and be it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Even though there are things that I may or may not want, it's like that's not where my value comes from. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I thank
Yes.
you for that. I think I'll probably even think about it even longer, but
Yeah,
I'm really at a
for sure.
satisfied place now. So I thank you a lot. It feels very
Yay.
serene,
Good.
and I feel like I'm floating down the stream now. So that's good. You
Good.
know?
And if
Yeah.
you did get anything of value from this workshop, please, if you could take a minute and write me a note, or you can post on my wall. That's really beneficial for other people to know that this information is out there. Other people that resonate with this work and maybe didn't segment attend very well at the beginning of the workshop. But you know.
Segment 10, beginning every workshop, every meeting you go to. That's my
single one.
command.
Every single one. But the
No.
there's a reason. There's a reason for everything, and maybe a little seed of possibility can just kind of float out there to people who may not be ready today. Maybe it's not today, but maybe it's tomorrow.
Yeah, it could be people who are watching this too, you know.
Yeah.
I see, I hear, well, I don't, okay, I don't see you, I don't hear you, but I feel you in the future, the people who are listening to this.
That's right. We're
And
sending
yeah, I mean, sometimes you
love.
just got to listen to it in a different unit of time. Sometimes you just got to listen to it again
Yes.
when you're more open. Because maybe you're like, I feel you're even aware that you feel a little resistant to it, but you feel like there's something there, It's something to think about. It's something you can watch it, it's gonna be recorded, so you can listen to it again.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. 100%. And I don't know if I'm going to edit it at all. So if I have not edited this and y'all have on the replay watched this whole thing, sending you so much love for going through all of that. But we do have to hold space. We have to hold space for everybody, no matter where they are on their journey. And I, appreciate you guys holding space with me, because you're in the energy of the final outcome of peace and healing and love and a pain-free existence in our potency, feeling empowered, creating from that feeling of empowerment. And I appreciate you for that. I'm so grateful for you.
I don't know if you can see my head.
Yeah. You guys have a fabulous rest of your day. If you
Thank
are
you. You
interested
too.
in learning these healing tools, I don't know what the program's called yet, but it'll be a month, a 30-day program with me to go through these tools. You don't have to be a healer yet, but if you are, that's fabulous as well. They're super fun tools to implement into your healing life, living a life of healing and joy and ease. I wish you so much love and blessing and abundance. Take care. Go create like you mean it.
There we go.
Bye for now, guys.
You all have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you. And thank you, Jillian, all who participated. Thank you so
You're
much.
Bye.
welcome. Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you so much. Bye.